age-old Sugarloaf Mountain in Rio never change. But, as befits the world's most exciting sport, Formula One racing is always on the move. As the season starts in Brazil, the teams find themselves back at square one, with a set of new rules designed to eliminate the unpopular ground effects. This is a problem for drivers like defending world champion Keke Rosberg of Williams, McLaren's John Watson, and the reflective Patrick Tambay of Ferrari, as they consider Jean-Marie Valles's new regulations. After 5 inactive months, Riccardo Patrese and Nelson Piquet are keen to get to the core of the problem, just like Derek Warwick. The problem is, how competitive will I be now that my Formula One car has less than half of its former downforce? Ferrari are in Rio with a flat-bottom version of their 1982 design, as are Williams, while Renault are also looking at problems by building an interim. Among these select teams which dominated the status quo the previous season, only Brabham have managed to race-ready their stunning new BMW-powered turbo cars for the first race. Even so, the first pole position of the new season falls to the old champion, and it's Rosberg first away. Before a crowd of some 90,000 very excitable Brazilians, it's Keke Rosberg in the lead from Alain Prost with the Renault in second place. Not now, dear, thank you. As I said, it's Rosberg in the lead. Prost in second place, Piquet in third. Not now, do me a favour, we're in the middle of a race. It's Prost in second place, but challenging him, Nelson Piquet right behind him with the Brabham. Fourth is Riccardo Patrese, fifth is Tambay, sixth Arnoux, seventh is Chiva, eighth is Derek Warwick with the Tolman. But Rosberg really has got quite an incredible lead in this early stage of the race, but through into second place past these massive grandstands containing the cheering crowds. Nelson Piquet with the Parmalat Brabham BMW goes into second place and starts to close on the current world champion Keke Rosberg, taking third place away from Alain Prost there, Riccardo Patrese. And Piquet comes alongside current leader Rosberg and takes the lead in front of his home crowd there, and they justifiably go absolutely wild.
What model is she, Brian?
Just a minute, let's see that overtaking manoeuvre again. Piquet there going through into the lead of his home Grand Prix. And Keke Rosberg's second place now being challenged by Riccardo Patrese with the second Brabham BMW. And look at the way John Watson takes fourth place off Patrick Tambay's Ferrari. Into the pits to retire, Riccardo Patrese from third place. Tambay's Ferrari turbo under a lot of pressure there from Niki Lauda's normally aspirated McLaren. Temperatures here at Rio in excess of 110 degrees Fahrenheit and incredible humidity. Now challenging Alain Prost for his third place is John Watson. And getting through on the inside, Prost leaving the door wide open. Just before half distance, Rosberg comes into the pits to take on fuel and tyres, of course, and there's a fire! There is a fire! Rosberg has got to get out of that car very quickly indeed. The extinguishers are on it, the mechanics on it, and the fire marshals, but Rosberg getting away from the Williams very quickly indeed. We see it again from another camera angle, and you can see the vapour has caught alight, and Rosberg, for a second, engulfed in flames. On go the extinguishers, and Rosberg gets out of the car. Surely his race will be over. The leader still going past the packed grandstand. Brazilian Nelson Piquet with the Parmalat Brabham, and they're push-starting the Williams. Rosberg is back into the car. That is incredible, and in actual fact, I believe it's against the regulations to push-start a car, so he may well get himself disqualified for that manoeuvre. The battle for fourth place between Tambay's Ferrari and Niki Lauda's McLaren. Whilst John Watson is out from second place. He climbed from 16th place on the grid after a great drive. Watson is out and Piquet is into the pits. Piquet with a Parmalat Brabham, of course the Brabham team, the men who pioneered the modern-day Grand Prix pit stop. Let's see if they can do it. It's going to be done quickly and efficiently. There is a time, 9 seconds, 10 seconds, changing all 4 tyres, putting on fuel. Down go the jacks. And out goes Nelson Piquet, still in the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Piquet extending his lead. And thereafter, 40 laps of the 63 laps, Piquet, Prost, Lauda, Tambay, Rosberg and Warwick. But through into second place goes Niki Lauda, past Alain Prost's Renault. And Prost loses out again after Rosberg passes him. Incredible drive after that near disastrous pit stop. Whilst Lafitte and Sura challenge for Prost, now fairly lowly, 5th place. Through goes Lafitte and Sura challenging there on the inside. And now Rosberg coming up to second place, taking Niki Lauda. But it's Nelson Piquet all the way. And remember, last year Piquet actually won the Brazilian Grand Prix, but was later disqualified. Into the last lap he goes, lapping Alain Prost in the process. And you can hear the Brazilian crowds getting ready. There's the checkered flag. And Nelson Piquet wins the opening round of the 1983 FIA Formula One World Championship. And I would think a majority of Brazil is going to go absolutely mad.
Speaking of things Brazilian, Brian, your coffee is now cold.
Get me a fresh one. See how fresh Nelson looks on the rostrum? In this same place a year ago, he collapsed from the physical effort of winning in a ground effects car. This is a relatively simple victory, and once again Piquet and Brabham take the early series lead. Also, as in 1982, Rosberg's second place points are temporary. He would indeed be disqualified for that push start. Downtown Long Beach, California. The first street race of the season, and a chance for Rosberg to prove his theory that normally aspirated engines can still win races if fitted to flat-bottom cars. A retired world champion agrees. Alan Jones has sailed in from Australia.
And he's double-parked his boat right in Long Beach Harbor.
You're going to be asked this many times this weekend, but why did you come back?
Oh, I got bored, I think was basically the simple answer to that. I'd had this bee under my bonnet about wanting to return back to Australia and live there, and that's what I did. But, you know, it's a very hard thing to get out of your system, this game. And I started sitting down quietly over Christmas wondering what it would be like, particularly with the new regulations, and thought, well, I'll come back and give it a go.
What happens if you're not as competitive as you used to be?
Well, then I'll be disappointed.
Would you stop racing?
Well, it depends on how uncompetitive. I mean, if I was qualifying at the back of the grid and being passed on around the outside by some people I won't mention, well then yes, I'd probably walk away from it.
Renault now have an all-new car, but pole position goes to Tambay, much to the delight of at least one American admirer. Do you fancy any of the drivers yourselves? Which one?
Patrick Tambay. Yes.
What about you?
I don't have anyone special.
What about you?
They always ask this one. I love them all. I think, God, they've got so much guts.
They're all
I don't see how they can do it. I love them.
You'd be a bit busy if you loved them all, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's nice.
I should be so lucky.
Lurking on the second row of the grid is Keke Rosberg's Williams, out to prove a point. And Rosberg smashes Arnoux Ferrari out of the way. Down into the first very tight right-hand, it's Tambay leading. Rosberg second, Lafitte third, Arnoux fourth, Alboreto fifth, Sullivan well up there in sixth place. Alan Jones is halfway down the field. They all negotiate without a problem. And Rosberg tries to take the lead from Tambay and spins. Rosberg spins and incredibly doesn't collect anybody. And there we see it again in slow motion. Now just look at this, because Lafitte looks up under braking and Rosberg almost takes his own teammate out. So it's Tombe leading, Lafitte second, Rosberg third, Alboreto fourth, Arnoux fifth, sixth for Sullivan, seventh for Tracy, eighth Prost, ninth Cheever, and Winkelhock's ATS has hit the wall, he's out of the race. And it's Tombe leading, Rosberg back in second place, very close behind. This is a very close race indeed, because in third place is his teammate Lafitte with the second Williams, followed by Alboreto. And Rosberg still looking for the way past this Ferrari. So it's a Ferrari turbo car leading three of the normally aspirated Ford Cosworth cars. Down in fifth place, Patrese is trying to take that placing away from René Arnoux with the second Ferrari, number 28. Arnoux misses again, he accelerates past, and Rosberg tries around the outside to take the lead from Tombe. And Rosberg is trying everything he knows, and probably a few that he doesn't even know, but look right behind him now. Lafitte is challenging him, I wonder what the team orders may be. Rosberg moves across to block his own teammate. And still this incredible battle for the lead. Tombe, Rosberg, Lafitte, Alboreto, now the Ligier of Jarier in fifth place, Patrese in sixth place. The Ferrari of Arnoux has gone into the pits with tyre problems. Trying to get into fourth place, there goes Jarier and knocks Alboreto off. So up into fourth place now goes Patrese. And that will surely have done some damage to those cars. There is Arnoux in the pits. Problems with his Goodyear tyres. And Alboreto is also in the pits. He'll be out of the race. The lead battle continues, and Rosberg now challenging for that lead. Oh, braking it possibly late. And he hits Tombe's Ferrari. Tombe's Ferrari goes in there, spins. He'll be out the race. But look at that, Rosberg is away, but he's side by side with Jarier, and he's hit Jarier! Oh, that is incredible! So finally, Rosberg's race is run. Into the lead goes his teammate Lafitte. Second place is still Jarier. Third place will now be Riccardo Patrese. Tombe is absolutely furious. Patrese now up to second place behind Lafitte. Jarier's car is stopped out on Shoreline Drive. Lauda in third place, John Watson is now in fourth place, and that really is quite amazing considering they both started from 22nd and 23rd places respectively. Watson taking Lauda, Watson now up into third place. Patrese's been up the escape road trying to take the lead from Jacques Lafitte. Lafitte still leads, Watson closing in second place, Niki Lauda in third place. Without a doubt, a race of ever-changing fortunes. And there is first, second and third, very close together indeed. Watson looking to the inside. And John Watson leaving his braking for the last possible moment, and outbreaks Lafitte into the lead in the Long Beach Grand Prix. Really quite incredible when you consider that he started from 22nd place on the grid on this street circuit. Making it a McLaren 1-2, second place for Niki Lauda now, Lafitte dropping to third. Nelson Piquet on the right there after all sorts of problems decides to come up the escape road and park his car. Meanwhile, teammate Patrese goes back up into third place past Jacques Lafitte. Both Cheever and Arnoux have caught up with Lafitte, and they all change positions at the same corner. Arnoux fourth, Cheever fifth. And Cheever there going up into fourth place. And a real battle between the Renault and the Ferrari. Back into that place goes Arnoux. Meanwhile, Alan Jones goes into the pits to retire from 12th place. Cheever also retired. Lafitte's car blows up, and finally, to add insult to injury, Riccardo Patrese retires from third place, leaving John Watson, number 7, with the Marlboro McLaren, going on to a great victory here at Long Beach.
But I thought she had the hots for camping.
This was a fine performance by Watson, underlining the unpredictability of motor racing. Both McLarens were faster in the race than in qualifying, and Lauda's second place puts him at the head of the points table. Engine trouble kept Prost's new car out of the points, so Renault are not yet even in the hunt. This just had to change at Paul Ricard, which is a track where the team does most of its testing. The Pride of France now has 2 new cars, and Renault are expected to do their duty. So Prost claims pole position by over 2 seconds. Ricard is a flat race circuit, and the domination of Renault will make the French Grand Prix a rather flat race. Away from the line, it's Alain Prost, Riccardo Patrese, Eddie Cheever, Nelson Piquet, and the Ferrari of René Arnoux. She's not a model.
What is she?
I'll tell you later. It's Prost still leading. Up into second place, it's still Patrese, Cheever 3rd, Piquet 4th, Arnoux 5th, Tombé 6th, D'Angelo 7th, Warwick 8th. It's Prost still leading. The highest Ferrari is in 5th place, that's Patrick Tombé, followed by his teammate Arnoux in 6th place, D'Angelo 7th, and there is Rosberg once again up into 8th place. Coming through to take second place, Eddie Cheever, so it's Renault first and second. And Keke Rosberg is intent to get past D'Angelo's Lotus Renault, and does so, takes him into the corner. But D'Angelo's is not going to have anything of it. In fact, he's not going to have anything of anything if he does that again, because it goes right onto the sand. As another retirement, Derek Warwick, pushing his Tolman away. And D'Angelo's tries a little bit hard and goes straight off. Meanwhile, Nelson Piquet has passed Cheever's up into second place with the Parmalat Brabham. Prost still leads, and Patrese comes into the pits to retire. Cheever coming in for a pit stop. On goes the timing. Renault, who always seem to have extraordinary luck here at Paul Ricard. Fuel's gone on. Tyres still being changed. It's quite a long pit stop. It's a very long pit stop. Just under 18 seconds. Race leader Alain Prost now well clear. And coming into the pits. Now the race itself can be won or lost with these pit stops. Once again, the tyres being changed. Fuel on. And they've got a problem with the right back wheel. This is a long fuel stop, a long pit stop. This could lose Prost both the lead and the race for the French Grand Prix. Is away in over 24 seconds. And Marabaldi goes up and slams into the Armco barrier very hard indeed. He's unhurt, but most definitely out of the race. New race leader Nelson Piquet comes in. Will this be a fast fuel stop? The clock goes on. The fuel is on. The tyres have been changed. 16 seconds, well, quicker than Prost, but not that quick. So it's Alain Prost in the lead in the closing stages of the French Grand Prix. Second place for Nelson Piquet. Third place, Eddie Cheever. Heading towards So Renault opening their score sheet here at Paul Ricard. The finish in second place will be Nelson Piquet, Chiba third, Tambay fourth, Keke Rosberg will be Williams in fifth place, the highest place non-turbo car, sixth place is teammate Jacques Lafitte. Whilst Alain Prost is obviously delighted to win his own home French Grand Prix, we spoke to Renault's sports director, Gérard Larousse. Why do Renault always win in Paul Ricard? Why do they always... Nothing breaks, everything goes 100% for you?
Because Renault is the best in Paul Ricard, and we think the French hair is better than for us.
It was easy, but very difficult for myself because you know, I did not win for one year, and I wanted absolutely to win this race, and I was very afraid to have a problem with the engine or something else.
By splitting the two Renaults, Piquet restores his points lead, but Prost's name is now also on the leaderboard. Ricard is a pointer for the rest of the season. On the faster tracks, not even the new flat bottom rules can help the non-turbo teams. Ancient battlements in Imola, the Italian town where the tiny state of San Marino holds its Grand Prix.
See, spaghetti isn't fattening. It's messy. Stick to macaroni, honey, it's safer.
Imola is formidable Ferrari territory, just down the road from Maranello and the scene of the late Gilles Villeneuve's last race. For all Italian fans, this is the most emotional Grand Prix of the year. The circuit is even called the Autodromo Dino Ferrari. The move gets a response from René Arnoux, who puts his red car on pole position. Series leader Piquet splits Arnoux from Tambay. Although the sheer power of the Italian V6 turbo presents a real problem to all Ferrari's opponents. Prost qualifies as Renault 4, and the quartet of drivers who will dominate the quest for the World Championship is now beginning to emerge. The organisers have brought in random checks to ensure that the cars meet the minimum weight regulations. Whilst Maribaldi really must cut down on his smoking habit.
Wait a minute, I know you said no skirts, but those aren't flat bottoms. So what did this guy do? Say no to Bernie?
So Ferrari's first and third on the grid, and away they go, and Piquet stuck on the line, and the car's going every which way. Grab him. Arnoux in the lead, Tambay in second place, Prost third, and Tracy fourth. And a real surprise is Piquet's been left on the line. Challenging for second place there is Patrese. Arnoux, Tambay, Ferrari's first and second. And there is Nelson Piquet's car being push-started. Off the line he goes. And Eddie Cheever's Renault blows its turbo on the first lap. Piquet closing in already on the tail enders. And Guerrero's car goes off in a big way, having tangled with Danny Sullivan's Benetton Tyrrell. Camera actually looking for where he is. There he is. Roberto out of the car, the young Colombian driver, okay. But it's Arnoux leading for Patrese now in second place. Ferrari turbo versus BMW turbo. Tambay in third place, Alain Prost in fourth place with the Renault. Looking away down the inside, and Patrese goes through into the lead here. Arnoux dropping to second place. Running in ninth place, Michele Alboreto hits the tyre wall, goes off, almost takes Nigel Mansell with him. And Niki Lauda has a certain amount of sympathy for Michele Alboreto, does exactly the same thing in exactly the same position, and parks beside Michele, knocking over a few signposts as he goes. 20 of his 60-lap race. René Arnoux comes in from second place, Ferrari number 28. Riccardo Patrese with the Parmalat Brabham number 6, of course, still leading. After just 16 seconds, out goes Arnoux. He drops to 5th place. From his 3rd place, in comes Alain Prost with the Renault. Whilst the Candy Tolman of Derek Warwick has had a big accident on the far side of the circuit. Warwick there jumping down, he's okay. There's the clock on Alain Prost's Renault. Right along pit stop, he goes back out in 4th place. Whilst the fastest, normally aspirated car, world champion, goes out. And off goes Elio De Angelis, just missing Derek Warwick's stricken car there. De Angelis almost collecting that Candy Tolman. Patrese, though, still leads. In comes Patrick Tambay. Now, Tambay was lying in 2nd place. And that looks to be a very quick pit stop indeed. Ferrari number 27 goes back out in 2nd place, already up into 5th place is Nelson Piquet, and into the pits comes number 6, the race leader, Riccardo Patrese with a Parmalat Brabham, and he's overshot his mark. He has overshot the point where the car should have been stationary. That has stretched the airlines. Into the lead goes Ferrari number 27, and look at the time clock. Nearly 24 seconds for that pit stop. He's in 2nd place, but he's going to have a lot of work to do, and Sullivan's gone off! Sullivan has hit the Candy Tolman of Derek Warwick, who was already there, and has literally pushed that car on top of the Benetton tool. A very serious accident indeed. Meanwhile, Ferrari number 27, Patrick Tambay, coming under a lot of pressure now from Riccardo Patrese, who's closed the gap. And look at this, 1st and 2nd, absolutely nose to tail. The 150,000 spectators here saying absolutely deserved. They want to see a Ferrari victory, no matter what. Patrick Tambay, number 27, leads Riccardo Patrese with a Parmalat Brabham, coming towards the end of the San Marino Grand Prix. Tambay, Patrese, Arnoux, Prost, Rosberg, then Watson. But all eyes on this incredible battle for the lead. And Patrese's got through. Patrese's got through. You see that Tambay has a slight misfire. So Riccardo Patrese through into the lead with the Parmalat Brabham. Looks to be set for victory here at San Marino. Just 5 laps to go then. Patrese lead, and he's going wide, and he's gone off! Patrese has gone off in the best possible way, thrown away certain victory here at Imola. And a great big cheer from the crowd, because they would prefer to see a Ferrari driven by a Frenchman win the San Marino Grand Prix than an Italian driving a Brabham. And there in the replay you can see the moment that Patrick Tambay with Ferrari number 27 takes the lead. And Arnoux has spun as well. Now Arnoux would have climbed all the way up to 2nd place, but because he spun here, he'll have dropped to 3rd place, so through into 2nd place goes Alain Prost. And Nigel Mansell's lost his rear wing. Mansell has gone off also. He saved himself from any serious injuries and through in the middle of the melee there into his last lap goes Patrick Tambay. It's all happening once again. Mauro Baldi, we told him to stop smoking, but does he listen? No, of course he doesn't. Look at that Alfa Romeo go up in a nice big cloud of smoke. So the 150,000 spectators, well, they've had a tremendous Grand Prix, and there Ferrari number 27, and listen to the cheers, takes victory here. Prost finishes 2nd, but Patrick Tambay, who stopped on the far side of the circuit. Just listen to the background. He's run out of petrol, but I suggest to him that if he wants to be really safe, he gets away from the Ferrari Tifosi. And whilst probably £1 million worth of Formula One records is swept away from the circuit, there the police helping Patrick Tambay to the victory rostrum. By winning in Italy on Ferrari number 27, race number of their beloved Villeneuve, Tambay has secured himself a place in the hearts of all Italian fans. Piquet and Prost now share the lead in what now looks like an all-turbo battle for the World Championship. But Monte Carlo, the gambler's paradise, has a surprise in store. The granddaddy of all street circuits has often produced shock results. Both McLarens, so impressive around the streets of Long Beach, failed to qualify, and on the 2nd day it rains, adding to the already impressive spectacle. everyone loves a crowd. But a crowd loves some more than others.
Well, she had to be here, right?
It's damp on race day 2, and on go the groove tyres on all cars, save Rosberg. Keke sees a break in the clouds and takes a gamble on slicks, and he charges right from the start. All 20 cars get away towards Saint-Devote. Rosberg in second place, right behind Alain Prost. Up the hill, Prost, Rosberg, Cheever. Then comes Tambay, De Cesaris, Arnoux and Lafitte, and Rosberg has taken the lead and pulled away. Prost in second place, Cheever third, Arnoux in fourth place, looking for a way past Cheever. Tambay fifth, Lafitte sixth, De Cesaris seventh. And just look at Rosberg go on a drying track where the choice of tyres was most certainly a slick decision. Piquet in for a tyre change, onto slick tyres he goes. Out goes the Parmalat Brabham. Piquet drops to 14th place, and third place man Arnoux slows, Cheever goes past, the rim comes off the number 28 Ferrari, a certain retirement for that car. So just one Ferrari left in contention for World Championship points, that of Patrick Tambay. In fourth place now is Derek Warwick, fifth Alain Prost, and sixth place Nelson Piquet, fighting his way back into the World Championship point scores, and goes through on the inside past Alain Prost for fifth place. But now we have a tremendous battle between the arrows of Mark Surer in third place, car number 29, just leading Derek Warwick with the Candy Tolman in fourth place. And right behind him is Nelson Piquet and Alain Prost, fifth and sixth. The Williams team are first and second. Rosberg leads Lafitte in third place. Mark Surer now under a lot of pressure from Derek Warwick. Warwick tries the inside, they touch, and they both have a big accident. Through the middle of the debris goes Nelson Piquet and Alain Prost. And here we see it again in slow motion replay, because Derek Warwick from Great Britain tried to get on the inside of Mark Surer from Switzerland. And there, two fine drives here at the 1983 Monaco Grand Prix, most definitely coming to an abrupt end. And Jacques Lafitte from second place is going into the pits very slowly indeed. Yes, arms waving from the cockpit, he's out of the race, but there's no stopping Keke Rosberg. The flying Finn doing just that out of the Casino Square. Nelson Piquet up into second place with the Parmalat Brabham, Prost with the Renault in third place. Patrick Tambay now up to fourth place, but only 6 cars still running from the 20 starters. Fifth for Danny Sullivan, the young American driver, with the Tyrrell number 4. And through to victory here comes Keke Rosberg for the Williams team. The Union Jacks go out, and Keke Rosberg wins the Monaco Grand Prix. Rosberg's gamble paid off, and he got to meet Prince Rainier. So did Piquet and Prost. Nelson is back on top, but his lead is only 2 points, and Tambay is still keeping Rosberg out of the top 3. 1983 is a great year for the traditionalists, because it marks the return of Spa-Francorchamps. The magnificent road course in the Ardennes forests, not used for Formula One since Pedro Rodriguez won here in 1970, is a spiritual home of the Belgian Grand Prix, and the new, shorter track retains much of the old atmosphere. In Belgium, chips go with everything, including modern-day Grand Prix motor racing. Prost seems confident of a win here, and he's on pole position with Tambay alongside. But the favourites are shaken by an unexpected interloper in the form of Andrea de Cesaris with his Alfa Romeo. The Brabhams of Nelson Piquet and Riccardo Patrese ought to go well at the Spa circuit. One thing that this area is renowned for is its changeable weather pattern, and in the final practice session we had some very wet weather indeed. But of course, if it rains for the race day, that could prove very beneficial to the non-turbo teams. Race day, though, was to dawn dry but overcast. Some 90,000 spectators coming to the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. With yellow flags waving, the starter declared a false start, but de Cesaris clearly signalled his intentions to his rivals and drove between Prost and Tambay. But the drivers on the front row didn't learn. The second time it's a clean getaway, and the Alfa driver does it again. So it's de Cesaris into the lead here at the La Source hairpin. Everybody locking up and scrambling around this very tight hairpin. De Cesaris leads, in second place it's Prost, third it's Tambay, fourth Arnoux, fifth Piquet, sixth Patrese. Through the sweeping Eau Rouge they've gone. Number 22, the Alfa Turbo leads. Now in second place Alain Prost, Tambay still third, Arnoux fourth, Piquet in fifth place. And Jarier with the Ligier drives into the side of John Watson's McLaren, both of them instant retirements. And Andrea de Cesaris putting on quite a stunning performance, pulling away. Prost is in second place, whilst taking third place Nelson Piquet with the Parmalat Brabham, Arnoux in fourth place, but closing in on both of them, amazingly, is Keke Rosberg with a normally aspirated Williams. Coming into Eau Rouge once again, and just watch, Keke Rosberg in fifth place is absolutely on the limit. And Andrea de Cesaris is in the pit, but long pit stop. The mechanics have made a mess of putting on one of the rear wheels. He drops right down to fifth place. Alain Prost with the Renault takes the lead, and René Arnoux is blown up. So that puts de Cesaris back up into third place. Fourth place for Rosberg, still leading Alain Prost from Nelson Piquet. René Arnoux walking away from his Ferrari. Through comes Manfred Winkelhock, came very sideways there, and there's the reason why. His wheel has parted company with the ATS BMW. Slamming through the catch fencing into the Armco barrier. And Winkelhock being helped out of the car, completely unhurt. Such is the strength of the modern-day Formula One Grand Prix car. And de Cesaris coming through, slowing down. He is in second place, and the car has blown its engine. Andrea de Cesaris, who'd worked his way up into second place, but there's our race leader going into the closing stages of the Belgian Grand Prix. Alain Prost with the Renault Turbo. Second place now is Nelson Piquet, being chased by Tambay in third place. Fourth now is Eddie Cheever, whilst in fifth place is Keke Rosberg. With Alain Prost heading towards victory, all change at the lower end of the field because Bruno Giacomelli has spun out at one of the chicanes, gets going again. No harm done, it would seem. And into second place has gone Patrick Tambay. Piquet is slowing dramatically. There is Piquet in third place, about to be taken by Eddie Cheever's Renault. Through comes Cheever into the top three placings. Piquet fourth. In fifth place will be Keke Rosberg, but through to win the Belgian Grand Prix goes Alain Prost with the Renault.
Yes, it's fantastic for me to win this race because it's 9 points for the championship, and it's very good because the track is fantastic, and it's very good for a driver to win on this kind of track.
Deep satisfaction for Prost, taking the series lead on a circuit relished by him and his rivals. Spa-Francorchamps was a very different track from the next one on the calendar. Now the scene moves back across the Atlantic to Detroit. Beneath the tower blocks lies the slowest and tightest circuit on the Grand Prix calendar. The Motown Street race, held on the doorstep of manufacturing giants like Ford and General Motors, is personally disliked by Prost, and the new championship leader qualifies a lowly 13th as Arnoux, Piquet and Tambay lead the way on the grid. For Keke Rosberg, who'd driven so bravely at Spa, for so little reward, this might be a chance to give the Cosworth engine a final fling. And so, under beautiful sunny skies, the second Detroit Grand Prix is about to get underway. Arnoux in pole position, Piquet alongside him, Tambay right behind, red lights on. Green and then away, and Tambay is stalled, and everybody again getting clear of him, and straight into the lead has gone René Arnoux, but being challenged by Nelson Piquet. And it's Piquet in the lead. Piquet has taken the lead. In second place is Arnoux. In third place, a surprise, is Elio De Angelis, who went very well during practice. As you can see, Detroit, a real street circuit. Tambay's Ferrari being cleared off the grid. Completion of lap 1, still the same order. Piquet, Arnoux. Elio De Angelis with the Lotus Renault, doing very well in these early stages. Around the circuit of 2.56 miles in downtown Detroit, a battle for the lead between Nelson Piquet with his Parmalat Brabham BMW and René Arnoux, number 28, and Eddie Cheever, the American driver, out in the second Renault. Arnoux challenging for the lead down the inside, trying to outbrake Nelson Piquet. Piquet just holds on to the lead. A real Brabham versus Ferrari duel here in Detroit, and Arnoux looks to the inside and goes cleanly past Nelson Piquet. And the Ferrari seems to be pulling away. They will have made a better choice of tyres for this street circuit. And there's a fine midfield battle, and Guerrero with the Theodore goes past Riccardo Patrese with the Parmalat Brabham. Meanwhile, race leader René Arnoux pulling away. A battle on for 4th, 5th and 6th place. 4th the Cesarus, 5th Alboreto, and in 6th place Derek Warwick with the Tolman. Alboreto looking for a way past the Cesarus on the inside now, breaking him quite cleanly, going into 4th place. Whilst ahead of them, Piquet and Rosberg battling it out for 2nd place. But then Rosberg has to go into the pits for a change of tyres. It's still René Arnoux, though, in the lead from Nelson Piquet, but Arnoux is slowing down, and Piquet is alongside him, and Piquet takes the lead, and René Arnoux with the Ferrari slowing right down out of the race. So it's Piquet who takes the lead, but Michele Alboreto in 2nd place with a Tyrrell is closing on Nelson Piquet. Meanwhile, Andrea de Cesaris visits the tyre wall permanently. In 3rd place now, Keke Rosberg fighting back. John Watson is in 4th place, having come up from 21st place on the grid. We're into the last 10 laps of the race. Piquet still leads, but Alboreto is closing. Piquet is certain to run the entire distance without a fuel stop. So they've been bluffing their rivals, but look at this 1st and 2nd, very close together. Piquet leads, Alboreto right behind him in 2nd place. looking for a way through and goes through under braking, and Piquet's rear tyre is flat. Piquet's rear tyre is flat, you can see it. Nelson is going to have to come into the pits to change that tyre. So Michele Alboreto with a Tyrrell heading towards his second Grand Prix victory of his career. Through he goes. Piquet is in the pits changing his tyres. Up to second place will go Rosberg. Out goes Nelson Piquet. Third place for John Watson. Fourth for Piquet. Fifth is Lafitte. Sixth, Nigel Mansell. And down in eighth place after a rather uninspired Detroit Grand Prix is Alain Prost. But there is the checkered flag for the winner of the Detroit Grand Prix, Michele Alboreto with the Benetton Tyrrell. Another unexpected result, and it wasn't even Rosberg who struck a blow for the Cosworth, but Alboreto scoring his first points of the season. Ferrari get nothing from Motown, and Piquet is the only top contender to score, closing the gap to Prost just a little. Before flying back to Europe, the Formula One teams stay on for another week in North America to race on a very different kind of street circuit in Montreal. This is a complex exercise in logistics, for the teams must arrange to transport all their personnel plus 44 racing cars and no less than 120 tons of spares and equipment in a whole fleet of trucks across the border into Canada.
And it looks like they've transported her, too.
By now, it is being whispered that Arnoux has no future with Ferrari. But René's answer to that is to be fastest in both qualifying sessions.
He's the one-man band.
Prost, Piquet and Tambay line up behind him and acknowledge that the top trio has now become a quartet. Straight into the lead, number 28, René Arnoux. But outbreaking Prost into second place goes Riccardo Patrese with the Parmalat Brabham. Prost third, Piquet fourth, Tambay fifth, Cheetah sixth, Chesbris seventh, Giacomelli in eighth place. Rosberg making his move into the hairpin, trying to get past Manfred Winkelhock. The top five now pulling away from the rest of the field. And Piquet looks for a way past into third place, tries to get through and does so, gets past Alain Prost. Meanwhile, Arnoux is pulling away in the lead. Patrese coming under pressure from his own teammate, Nelson Piquet. Meanwhile, Rosberg tries to outbrake de Chesbris' Alfa Romeo, and they engage in a bit of dodgem racing, and Rosberg comes off the worse. For Alain Prost, not a good race. He seems to have a down-on-power engine. He dropped the place to fifth, and Nelson Piquet is coming in. He seems to be waving his hands to Gordon Murray. Turns out that is a throttle cable broken. That's a sort of small thing that can lose you the World Championship. Meanwhile, René Arnoux carrying on in the lead. Teammate Patrick Tambay, number 27, up to third place now. And Arnoux, the leader, into the pits. Riccardo Patrese with the Parmalat Brabham will now go into the lead. But now Patrese comes into the pits for his fuel stop. And René Arnoux resumes the lead. There's a time clock on Patrese's pit stop. Just over 11 seconds, a very quick pit stop indeed. He's back in second place. Chiva moves up to third place as Tambay comes in for his fuel stop. So can Rene Arnoux win for the first time in the 1983 Grand Prix season? And there's Patrese in second place, Chiva third, Tombe fourth. So a good battle going there. And Chiva looking for a way past Riccardo Patrese, who could be in some form of problems because he's slowed down. And Chiva trying the outside into the chicane and does it. Oh, and Patrese runs very wide and is almost taken by Patrick Tombe. So Chiva second, Patrese third, Tombe in fourth place. But Tombe coming alongside, under braking, and Tombe now moving into third place. And Riccardo could well have a problem with his gearbox because he's dropping back all the time. Coming out the hairpin, he's taken by John Watson and Danny Sullivan, who are both a lap behind, which shows he's in serious problems, as is Derek Warwick. So another retirement for the Candy Tolman, and a very smoky one at that. Fire starting from the back. Obviously the turbocharger once again, with Rosberg now up to fourth place. Patrese coming under pressure for his fifth place from Alain Prost, who will go through into that fifth place. And Riccardo Patrese into the pits. So Patrese out of the race. Both of the palm lap Brabhams then not in the points, but there's nothing to stop this man, Rene Arnoux, from winning his first Grand Prix of the 1983 season here in Montreal. Up towards the checkered flag he goes. Victory for Ferrari and Rene Arnoux. And just before the flag, the ATS expires in a big way.
And there's Tootsie Tombe with his mighty Magnum. Oh, and look at Arnoux. Oh, come on, Arnoux. Oh, look, he's taking his hat off. Arnoux facing Tombe in retaliation. Oh, isn't it great?
Montreal is the halfway Grand Prix of the 15-race series, and Tombe and Piquet are now tying for second place, only 3 points behind leader Alain Prost. In the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari and Renault are now tying for the lead. Series break has been well used by Ferrari and Lotus, both of whom have completed their new turbo cars, while Brabham's Gordon Murray has further improved the BT52 BMW. As the championship enters in the second half, Prost is still looking confident, with Piquet sharing second place with a relaxed Tombe. The new Ferraris dominate qualifying, with Arnoux now sure of making the Big Three into the Big Four on the pole for the third race running. Behind Prost, Elio De Angelis is this week's interloper with the new Lotus Renault out-qualifying both the Brabhams. And here's another newcomer, the Spirit Formula One car driven by Stefan Johansson, powered by a Works Honda V6 turbo engine, and here to make its World Grand Prix debut. Silverstone started out as a wartime bomber base, but never has it seen quite so many aircraft flying in during a single day. With an attendance of 120,000 people on a sweltering hot day, Silverstone was set to see a great race. Two new Ferraris on the front row of the grid. Patrese, Chiva and Piquet quite far down. And Rosberg is off. Rosberg has got back on, but only just. Down the hangar straight they come. 180 miles per hour down this straight. Through the chicane, completion of lap 1. Still the same order. De Angelis up into 6th place now. And De Angelis' Renault engine has blown in the biggest possible way, and it looks as if the Lotus Challenge could well be over here at the British Grand Prix. Still Tombe from René Arnoux. Prost closing in 3rd place, Patrese still 4th, Piquet up to 5th, Chiva 6th. And there, the end of the Grand Prix debut for the Spirit Honda, was running incidentally as high as 10th place. The top 5 order still the same, Piquet closing on the leaders. And Patrese's car also blown, the BMW engine. A challenge for 2nd place by Alain Prost. Prost side by side through Cox Corner. Alain Prost goes into 2nd place. Arnoux drops to 3rd. Piquet right behind him in 4th. And this race could well be a tyre race. The Ferraris on Goodyears, the Renault and the Brabhams on Michelin tyres. And now Piquet challenging Arnoux. Can't quite get past him. And Tombe's lead under a lot of pressure now from the Renault of Prost. Coming down hangar straight into Stowe Corner. Through the Woodcote chicane. Tremendous battle for the lead. And the Renault goes through on the inside of Cox once again, as he did on Arnoux. So new race leader, Alain Prost with the Renault. And Tombe is dropping back. Piquet trying to look to the inside there. The Ferraris could well be in tyre problems with their Goodyear tyres. Going past Rosberg, lapping him, 2nd and 3rd place. Down hangar straight once again, and just about touching wheels with Tombe. They're side by side, rubbing wheels. Incredibly close racing. And still Nelson Piquet tries, thinks better of it. Into the chicane, out of the slipstream, under braking. Piquet goes into 2nd place with the Parmalat Brabham. Now into the pits comes race leader Alain